How close can I get to the camera? With my first pick, number 3 overall, I'm taking the NFL's golden boy. You're probably thinking he can't get it done at this age. But guess what? Patrick Mahomes is gonna take me to the Super Bowl, baby. The point was to put together the best team you can to win the Super Bowl this year. And I guess most people are probably gonna try to get like some sort of all-star team with like the best players from across the league. I kind of just want to get the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, all my friends told me during our fantasy football drafts that I spent too much money on Patrick Mahomes, and they were dead wrong. If I was trying to get a quarterback to win the 2001 or the 2004 Super Bowl, I would have taken Tom Brady. But I'm trying to win the 2018 Super Bowl. And Patrick Mahomes has been the best quarterback in football this year. And plus, the most important thing in football is having a great quarterback on a rookie contract. I get Patrick Mahomes, I can spend big on defense, I can spend big on an offensive line. I'll have everything in place for young Pat to lead me to the Super Bowl in his first year as a starter.
And in this exercise, Patrick Mahomes does not get Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Kareem Hunt, Andy Reid, and the best offense and the most well-constructed offense in the NFL.
Rodger took Patrick Mahomes because he doesn't, he's gonna watch this, isn't it? Whatever I'm gonna say. He doesn't know the difference between a quarterback and a scheme. And because Megan drafted Andy Reid, that's what the Chiefs are.
So again, Rodger is, like he's paid to cover football for The Ringer. And one of my thoughts after this was that maybe he shouldn't be. I liked the Mahomes picks. Again, I personally do not think it made sense to take a quarterback in the first round, but if you were going to, I thought Mahomes was clearly the guy. Every single pick Rodger made from there was an abomination. Ranging from embarrassing to crime against humanity, somewhere on that spectrum.
I was kind of hoping to get Andy Reid, so I'm gonna do the next best thing, and I'm gonna take his former offensive coordinator, Doug Peterson. God, I wanted Andy Reid. I was stunned to learn that someone else thought Andy Reid was more valuable than me. But he's off the board. I'm gonna take Andy Reid's former offensive coordinator, Doug Peterson. He won the Super Bowl last year with Nick Foles. I think he'll be fine with Patrick Mahomes.
Putting him with Doug Peterson, again, makes a ton of sense. You can do those RPO type plays. You can get him involved in read options and moving him around in the pocket. I think that he could design a similar scheme, if not the same scheme, that Andy Reid does with Mahomes currently. So again, that makes a ton of sense. Rodger, your first 2 picks knocked him out of the park.
Okay, sure. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. We have a proud history here at The Ringer of doubting Doug Peterson and then looking like idiots. But you don't need to try to impress Jeff Chow and Chris Ryan. You already work here. So what are you doing with that pick?
I'm extremely excited to talk about Rodger's team. Patrick Mahomes, great choice, fully support it. But Rodgers' picks went downhill pretty quickly.
I thought Rodgers doing really well, and then he just nosedived off a cliff.
We're trying to get the best team for the second half of the season, so maybe it's a little bit risky to take a guy who's injured right now, but I'm taking Khalil Mack. I would have rather had Aaron Donald or JJ Watt, but when Khalil Mack is on the field, when he's healthy, every single defensive snap that Khalil Mack plays is a forced fumble returned for a touchdown. I think he has 700 this year. What I'm looking for in my team is players that John Gruden does not want on his team. I probably would have traded John Gruden at least 2 of my 5 picks in this draft for Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack is a great player, but he is injured right now. I don't know how much you can count on him for the next 8 games in the playoffs. Why put yourself at that risk? There are other guys on the board.
I just don't think using your 3rd round pick on a defensive player at this point makes any sense. You should have found a guy to pair with Mahomes, build that thing around him, and give him more support.
Robert Mays already likes you, and you're regularly roasting John Gruden on the internet. Why are you picking Khalil Mack, who may or may not be healthy enough to give you what you're looking for out of him the rest of the way?
He might not have played a snap this year, but that just means he's going to be fresh for my team. I'm taking Le'Veon Bell with my 4th pick. The 6th running back off the board, I think he's probably one of the top 2 or 3 running backs in the league. He hasn't played yet this year, but we'll work out the contract with him. We'll figure out the details. Kareem Hunt is pretty awesome alongside Patrick Mahomes, but I think Le'Veon Bell is going to be an even better fit. He's a great pass catching back. He's going to be fresh for my team because he hasn't played all year because he's been holding out. When I picked Le'Veon Bell, I forgot that Melvin Gordon was still available. He might be better than Le'Veon Bell, but Le'Veon's fresher. He hasn't played all season. He's healthy. He's ready to go.
Rodger, bless his heart, drafted Khalil Mack even though he's literally hurt, and Le'Veon Bell, and then I immediately drafted Melvin Gordon, and Rodger's like, oh shit, I forgot about Melvin Gordon. I probably should have took Melvin Gordon. I was like, yeah, you should have took Melvin Gordon.
Do you know who's better than Le'Veon Bell in the exact same system? James Conner. No one even drafted him. You could have a guy who's literally playing right now, or a dude who's been jet skiing in Miami all year.
I think Le'Veon Bell is the worst pick in this draft. He doesn't really particularly seem interested in doing anything other than jet skiing in Miami, which I personally respect and would love to also do. But I think it's a little strange to choose him on a fantasy roster when you don't actually know if he's going to show up.
The Le'Veon Bell pick is actually, like, I was like, Rodger, are you okay? Like, do you need to go home for the day? Are you reacting poorly to a flu shot? Like, what is happening here? Le'Veon Bell is currently not playing football. How do you take him before Melvin Gordon and Christian McCaffrey? I just don't understand that.
At this point, I'm the last team that hasn't taken a wide receiver, and there's a pretty obvious pick here for my dream of assembling the Kansas City Chiefs, Tyreek Hill. But even in my fictional league, I don't want Tyreek Hill on my team, so I'm gonna take Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's fine. He's okay.
I love Keenan Allen. However, because I love him, I also know that every 3 weeks you run the risk of a lacerated kidney or some other catastrophic injury. Like, how is that the guy you're opting into? He also has barely even involved with one of the most explosive offenses in the league this year. So I did not understand the choice, or really anything that came before it or after it. I don't know what Rodger's strategy is. I just know that he has the worst team.
I think what Rodger was going for was kind of a fun team, but he may be down 2 roster spots right away.
Khalil Mack and Le'Veon Bell don't play football right now. Keenan Allen did not play football last year. I think this is the small sample size Olympics. Doug Peterson has had 1 good year of coaching, and Patrick Mahomes has had 9 games. So good luck, Rodger.